In this video, we are going to review our addition rules, and I'm also going to tell you how I want you to complete the quizzes. I have a specific way I want you to complete the quizzes today. Let's begin by looking at the addition rules. Look at the left column. Same signs, you add. When I say same signs, what I mean is that both numbers are positive, so they're the same, they're both positive, or they're both negative. If they're both positive, you add them together and you get 9. If both numbers are negative, you add them together, and in this example we get negative 13. Notice that the answer is positive, just like the 2 and 7 were positive. Notice that this answer is negative, just like the 10 and the 3 were both negative numbers. Look at this right column. Different signs you subtract. When I say different signs, I mean that one number is positive and the other number is negative. Their signs are different. Positive sign versus a negative sign. Same with this example. One of the numbers is negative and one of the numbers is positive. If you have different signs, you subtract. So let's think about the subtraction. 9 take away 5 is 4. 18 minus 10 is 8. Then you'll notice that sometimes the result is positive. Sometimes the result is negative. To determine whether it's positive or negative, think about it this way. The answer takes the sign of what you have more of. So look back. We had 9 positives and only 5 negatives. So the positives, you could say, won out this time. We had more positives, so the answer is positive. But if you look at this example, we have 18 negatives and only 10 positives. If it helps you, think of the integer chips. If you had 18 red chips and 10 yellow chips, there'd be more red chips than yellow chips, so we'd end up with a red answer or a negative answer. Now that we've reviewed the addition rules, I'm going to open up the Quizizz link, and I'm going to make sure that it has my first and last name. A lot of you are not typing your whole first and last name. I want your whole first and last name so that I can give you credit. And then what I'm going to do is I can press start, and then I want to put this Quizizz beside this whiteboard. And I also need to zoom out. So let me zoom out. I'm going to move these rules over here because I'm going to use these rules, but I'm also going to write on the whiteboard to show my work. I better start the game too. Okay, so the game's starting. There's unlimited time for you, so don't worry about timing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this puzzle piece. And I'm going to go to the do list extension. And I'm going to click, I think the 6 to 4 would work, but I want the quiz to be the smaller portion. So I'm going to choose the 4 to 6 and click in the smaller region so that the Quizizz becomes the smaller portion. All right, from here, you can see the problem on the left, the Quizizz, and then on the right, you can see my whiteboard. Let's complete the first problem. So I look at the problem, -9 plus a -3. So that's a negative and that's a negative. So I look over here at my rules, that would be same signs, I would add. So then I can show my work if I need to, or I can do it in my head. 9 plus 3 is 12. And if I have 9 negatives and 3 negatives, I now have 12 negatives. Okay, we got that one right. Next problem. 2 plus a -7. I look over at my rules. Those signs are different, so I'm going to subtract. So I take the larger one in terms of absolute value, the 7, and I subtract the smaller one, and I get 5. And then I have to look back. Which do I have more of, the positives or the negatives? Well, I have 7 negatives and only 2 positives. So the negatives will win out. I have more of the negatives. So the answer is -5. All right, next example. 2 plus 91. Signs are the same, so we're going to add. And 2 plus 91 is 93. Next example. 19 plus a -10. Well, this is a negative number. This is a positive number. So that means that the signs are different. One's positive, one's negative. So I'm going to subtract. I need to take the larger number in terms of absolute value, put that on top, and then subtract the smaller number in terms of absolute value. When I say absolute value, basically you need to think of these as positive numbers. So which is larger, 19 or 10? 19. Absolute value is distance from 0, and the distance from 0 we always write as a positive. All right, 9 minus 0 is 9. 1 minus 1 is 0, so I'm left with 9. And what do I have more of, the positives or the negatives? Well, I have 19 positives and 10 negatives, so I have more of the positives, so this is going to be a positive 9. The final question in my quizzes, your quiz is longer, mine was shorter just to make this video not too long. All right, I'm starting to run out of room, so I'm going to erase a little bit of this work. All right, I have enough room now. -5 plus -8, they're both negative numbers, so that's signs of the same, so I add. So I'm going to go ahead and add 8 and 5, which you could probably just do in your head. I get 13. Well, a -5 plus a -8 gives me -13. And then I finish the quizzes. So this is what I want you to do when you take your quizzes. You should be showing your work over here on the side. You can use your rules. And I would love for you to use do lists so that you have the quiz right beside your whiteboard of work. So I know you guys are going to do great.